Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name's James Baker and today we're going to be looking at the Allen and Heath Avantis, and I'm going to show you some of the cool features I like about it, just how to set up a show file and to plug in an external stage rack. So the Avantis is the new console from Allen and Heath, and unlike some of their other consoles, the actual processing power is all in one unit. So you've got all the processing needed inside, all the I/O, and with an external rack you can have obviously more inputs and outputs. Okay, so first of all, let's go to setup. I'm just going to show you, let's go to utility. I'm just going to show you how to load a show file. Now I've just loaded a blank show file here, but it's really simple. When you first turn it on, it will probably be in the status page, just showing you which user, lock console, the time, all those sort of things. So just go to memory, and you've got three Avantis shows that are preloaded in there for you. So I've just loaded the front house file, and it's going to look exactly the same as what you see here. So if I close that, the only thing that I've done, just for the purpose of this video, is I've put my microphone, into here. I've added a little high pass filter, and I've just taken a little bit of 150 out of my voice, and a little compressor just in case I peak the input. So yeah, you've got two banks of 12 faders with mute, mix and PAFL, so pre-fader or after fade listen there. As I say, 12 faders. You've got the bank selections down here. So this is a 64 input channel mixing console. So if I push this A, you can see 1 to 12, 13 to 24, and so on and so forth. Really cool feature I like about this, actually, you've got a peak light just next to the bank button. So if you do have a peak happen on another bank, you can visually see it, you can click to that bank, and you can make the adjustments you wish. Two gorgeous touchscreens, really responsive. So now that I've loaded that show file, I'm just going to show you how to set up maybe this little external rack. For this demonstration purpose, we've got an AB168, which is 16 input, 8 outputs. So if we go to the I/O page, which is just there, as you can see, I mean, this touchscreen is so responsive, it's great. You can see I'm using a local input here, which is input 1, which is again my microphone. If you want to see how many inputs we've got, we just scroll down. Again, you can see how responsive this is. Then we've got the S-Link. So you've got an S-Link port on the back of the console, which I'm attached to again to that external hard drive. And just to show you how easy it is to patch, you can see that I've got obviously one attached to the local, but the others are attached to the S-Link port. So if I wanted to just change that patch, it's really simple. If I hold the patch button, I can just drag and drop, come across there, take them out, or I can then just start from 2 to 3. You wouldn't really do this, but you can get what I'm saying. And then that's patched, and you can see the tick down the left-hand side. So just to go a bit further into that, so this is sort of like you can make your channel list here. So what we're going to do is I just click on the input 1, and I'm actually going to put this in capitals. I'm going to call it me because it is me. And then 2, tab across, and then you could do like kick 2 or whatever your channel list says, and then obviously just enter and then close. I didn't save it, but just to prove that I made that little mistake for you, there we go, press enter, apply, and then close, and there's the kick. So really easy to do. You've got 2 option ports on the back of it here as well. So if you had a Dante card installed, you'd get 64 streams of Dante straight in, and then you'd patch it in exactly the same way. Again, holding the patch button, doing what you needed to do. Okay, yeah, so what you can also do, you can gang channels together. So if I wanted to gang a channel together, you can gang the trim, the gate, the PEQ, all those sort of things. Now, if you created a stereo channel, that would create a gap in the audio where ganging doesn't. So if you find you're in the middle of the mix during the show and you want to just make a quick stereo channel, or you forgot to make a stereo channel at the beginning, ganging's the way forward. As I say, if you do create the stereo channel from the I/O page, it will make an interruption in the audio. So let's just cancel that there. So yeah, let's go through the channel strip. I mean, I'm going to adjust some things on this channel strip because obviously I'm talking down this one. I don't really want it to affect the audio of the video. So if I wanted to get to the preamp, I literally just touch the preamp section, and there we go. I've got where's the source from, is it 48 volt, pad, the phase or polarity, digital trim, everything's there you're going to need. So then filter, this is a really cool feature. You've got a high and a low pass filter on this product. Gate input, Obviously you've got gates not on. Insert A, so you've got 2 external inserts, what can be externally on here. Full parametric EQ. And what I like about this as well, on these row encoders here, you can actually just use this function. You can set up these quick keys because you've got gain, pan, sends if needed on these 12 rotary encoders, but you've got these quick keys, so I can actually adjust the EQ from here. I mean, obviously I wouldn't do this sort of EQing. Well, you never know. And there you go. And on the other quick key, I've actually got on this one set up as the gate controls and the threshold controls. But if I do go to the comp, what we have got here as well, if you're not using these functions here, you're just on gain, you've got these 3 encoders here, and they're set up instantly to control those 3. You know, you may key 3 functions of a gate, which is obviously the ratio, the threshold, and the comp and the compressor gain. So again, you've got a key input as well. You've got a sidechain source for the comp, and you've got a sidechain source for the gate. So if you wanted to key in, you know, bottom snare from the top snare as an example, you know, really well featured console. Delay on every channel, again, really handy. And then what if we go back down, what I'll do is I'll go into the effects pages. You've got 8 stereo effects in there. Again, really good quality. What you can do actually, if we go back to processing, I'm going to go to comp. If you buy it with the option of the expanded plugin, like plugin packs, well, they're not actually, they are plugins, but they're not external plugins. So by having this option, it's actually better for latency and things like that in the signal path. If I just go up here, you've got some really classic, you know, classic emulated compressors here. So, you know, really well featured product. So on the other side of this, on the other 12 faders, this is where you're setting up sort of like your output page. So on bank A, I've got my DCAs or VCAs, whichever you want to call them. DCAs really, because they're digitally controlled, not voltage. OGS 1 to 8, then you've got stereo OGSs. So you can scroll through the banks, and as I showed you, the effects returns, and then groups, matrices, all those sort of things. Now, if I wanted to get to, say, I was using this as a monitor output, and I wanted to get to the GEQ, there's a really cool little feature here. So if I just hold down the GEQ, touch the GEQ, and then instantly I've got access to the GEQ on the faders, which again, really good. And what I will do is I'll just go to the GEQ page here, and then I can do the flip from here if I need to. You've got 4 different types of graphic EQ. So you've got constant Q, proportional Q, you've got digital Q, and then you've got hybrid. So you really well featured feature set on such a small, compact, great sounding digital mixing console. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, put them down the bottom, and we'll come back to you. Thanks ever so much.